What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 54. Picking up from the underground roadside. So now that we have fully wrapped up with the capital, we'll be working our way into an area known as the subterranean shunning grounds. So as far as the lore goes, anyone born as an omen, or anyone born with any deformities under the Golden Order was sent to live out their days in the shunning grounds, which is essentially the sewers and the underworld of the capital. So with that, all of America's and the Golden Order's dirty little secrets are down here. So this is a very dark, twisted, and straight up just evil zone. Now, going through this zone is very unique. You're going to get some really good items, but it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. And this area is also going to lead you to one of your hidden trophy endings, which is going to be your frenzy ending. So, like I said, very dark stuff here. Now, as much as I do enjoy this area, we got that last episode. Forgot to put something on. But as much as I do enjoy this area, it can be a pain in the ass. Mainly navigation. There's a few maze-like areas within the shunning grounds. So what I would do is recommend that you guys put on rainbow stones. This way, as we go through these maze-like areas, we can mark where we've been and we're not all chasing our tail around for a while. Now, me personally, I know this like the back of my hand, but on your first playthrough, it can be, a bit of a nightmare. So first things first, we're going to go out to the left. At the end of last episode, we did wrap up with the Dung Eater's quest. So if you followed along, we're going to the same area. We're just going to drop down the grate over here on the left-hand side. Now, when you start proceeding down here, there will be a rat that tries to, jump out at you here. Watch out for him. You also notice they're a little bit more high level than the rats you would typically face. We are getting to that point. So before going forward, we're going to turn on our lantern. And it is important to know, like I said, it's very maze-like, and there is a very specific way we need to do this. So there are two areas where you're going through the sewers, going through the tunnels. And these are, essentially your maze-like areas, right? But one wrong turn, one wrong drop could leave you in a bad way. So, like I said, very specific path. We're going to take it slow, but we will be getting through it. So you're going to mainly just be dealing with slugs at first. There's Royal Revenant, there's regular Revenants. Nothing too crazy aside from the Royal Revenant. We all know how bad he sucks. But all in all, mainly it's just slugs. Now, when you go, you're going to make sure you jump over this, right? It's important. Don't want to drop there. And if you take your first left, there's nothing we can do here now, but I do find it important to show you guys this path. So to the left is a dead end with a slug. We'll take him. And then to the right is going to be the other side of a shortcut you will unlock here in a minute. But like I said, I want to go ahead and just clear this out and show you guys the shortcut. So when the time comes, we know that, this portion of the tunnel is cleared. We'll mark it, go on our way. Alright, so going over here to the right, you're going to see a cell door. Like I said, you can't go this way, but this will really just lead us back up to the start once we're, towards the end of this area. So what we're going to do instead is backtrack. You're going to get your rainbow stones. We'll go ahead and mark this. That way, like I said, we know it's clear. We know we can move on. So going on into the left-hand side. Glass shard is utterly useless. When you go up here, that's your second drop. So make sure not to take that, right? You want to jump over. Then you're going to get on down, and there's going to be a fork in the road. Now, right here, I would mark this with quite a few stones so you know the difference. This is not something that's cleared, but this is our exit. So marking it with a few stones, you'll know exactly where you are. Plus, you'll see the little gate right here. There should be a dead giveaway. If you want to also kill all the snails, that will tell you that, that's somewhere you've already been. So if you go in an area and you see a bunch of snails, you're like, alright, I've already, cleared it. So if there are snails here, I'm not done. Now you're going to have 3 Revenants and a Royal Revenant. I like to buff up this guy. He can kill you so fast, but he's such a pain in the dick. I wouldn't even grab your Smithing 7 just yet. Get these guys down. Usually right when you kill them all, that's when he comes up, and I'll hit him in the after 4, put a break down, stay on him, right? Just stay on him. Not good. There we go. That's going to get you Ghost Clover at 6. I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I've gotten it every time. So it's either a high drop chance, or it is a guaranteed item. That would be your Smithing 7. Right over here, Great Violet. And there's nothing else, just a dead end. So we're actually going to be heading back up the way we came. You will see other items here, so remember, we don't want to go for the gate that takes us out just yet. Now, on your way back, there are 2 drops. So if you take the first drop, the first one you'll naturally run into, it's going to drop you back down to that room we were just in. So we're going to ignore that, right? So as we go through, we're going to jump the first one, be right here, follow it around, and then the second hole is the one we want to take. It should be right here. Where is he? There he is. Right, that, I think you have 2 revenants, and you're really done here. That's it. Like I said, if you know what you're doing, it's really not bad, but on a blind playthrough, yeah, it's kind of a fucking nightmare at times, guys. It's kind of a fucking nightmare. There's actually 3 of them here. Thank you. Stone sword, shortcut. So now we got this, we're just going to follow this back around. You guys know this path. This is one I showed you at the start. So follow it around, take a left. Take a left. Go up, make sure you jump over your hole. Then when you get back to your rainbow stones, that's the cluster of rainbow stones, right? So now we know to take a right, we're good to go. Moving forward, you got a bunch of slugs. And then just like a defensive consumable right here. Fireproof dried liver, boost fire damage negation. And then moving forward, once you go on out here, there's actually going to be a few assholes, a few omens. These guys are really beefed up, a lot more damage, a lot more health, and they also have magic abilities now. They're going to spam you with rancors, you know, bullshit like that. So he'll always come down with the front flip, and it should be a pretty easy backstab to get. Guard counter. Damn, he's still alive. Not good. Alright, that's what we want. A little one-on-one fights here, y'all. We usually do that twice, depending. Oh, not good. Come here, dick. Goodbye. Alright, so you will get a guaranteed drop here, which is your Omen Baron. So the Smithing 8, Somber Smithing 8 will be guaranteed. Warped Axe, where the hell? Oh, it's the next one. Sorry. There's one more Omen. There's a third one. Sometimes he comes down here, sometimes he doesn't. He's straight ahead. Okay, yes, the other tunnel. Alright, don't worry about it. There's a Somber 8 there. You get an item. It's a utility item that lets you throw the raves out. It's actually pretty much the same item you could have got from Morgoth's Soul if you didn't get the cursed sword. But it's up a little bit more. I got mixed up. Had to look at my notes. You end up killing the Omen just like that and then getting it, so I got lost. Either way. This is going to be a shortcut back to the Grace. You might even want to hit that before you fight this asshole in case he ends up killing you. But usually it's pretty easy to take him out. Just a one-on-one fight. Now we're going to try to keep pushing. This is going to bring you even deeper to the underground. Just show you how deep this place goes. In fact, this connects to fucking deep root depths. You're just burrowing through the earth. Like that's, you know, like I said, it's filled with deep, dark secrets. There's a lot of really corrupt, evil things here, which you'll see towards the end. I mean, as you can imagine, this is the Golden Order, so-called hid their race, you know, hid their sins, so to speak. So, I mean, it's just a horrible place, but really cool. You know, if you like Dark Souls and you like the aesthetic, you'll love this fucking place. Now, when we come out, as far as progression, that's gonna be this dead end. Just carefully drop down, it's really easy to miss. We can get a Somber 6 right here. Oh, you little bitch. Oh, you little bitch. Be careful. It's not hard to fall. I've been here 1,000 times and actually fell to my death when I was taking notes for this episode somehow still. You know, it's just not hard. You don't have much space. Now you're about to deal with a little bit of poison and a little bit of death bites. You know, heads up. Poison we could deal with, death bites sucks. So when you come out of here, if you were to drop down and go underneath the platform we're standing on, that will take you, you know, out of the zone. So before we do that, there is one more summon that's really neat you can pick up here. Now you're gonna have your death bite buddies right down here as soon as you get. Oh, let's get our mana. If you want to do a poison, bro, you can. Now you're not away from the death bite just yet, but you're close. So right when you get here, yep, there it is. Only takes one to kill you. Oh, he killed himself. I'll take that too. It only takes one to kill you. Now, Nomad Ashes, you've not faced one of these guys yet. So what these guys are, and there's a lot of deep, dark, twisted lore about the merchants you see out in the world here. And that's what this guy is. So if you notice, he's got the little stick with the hand on it, and he's got the knapsack with all the stuff he sells. That's a merchant. But you're going to see him kind of shooting lasers out of his eyes. That's madness. So all those guys, they are the ones you see in the world, are pretty much on the run. They have wrapped all those guys up together to exterminate their whole race. You're going to find, you know, the remains of that whole community down here. And they've essentially killed off that whole race. So the ones you see on the world are the sole survivors of this, right? So when you run into them down here, the ones that are alive, they are so corrupted with madness, they're just shooting it out left and right of their eyeballs. It's devastating. So it's pretty good summon. Pretty good summon. They're very squishy. They don't have much health, but they're just constantly using Flame of Frenzy, so it's not bad. You know, AoE, 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 until they get killed. So preserving boluses, they're usually a death bite lizard right here. I don't know why he's not there. Oh, is that him? Maybe he's up a little bit more. Yeah, there's definitely a few here, so be careful. Oh, bitch. Wait for it to dissipate. Alright, then right here, you're going to see this little merchant. You get smacked him. This gets unlocked from another way, so don't worry about it. And that's the death bite lizard I was thinking about. Alright, so going up here is another omen, another one super beefed up. This is where your omen burn comes from. Start working that posture. Okay, I fucking dare you. I've been staggered, bro. Like, for sure. You're definitely. It's okay. I'll take it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and heal. And there you go. Omen Baron. Like I said, it's the same thing you would have got for Morgott's boss soul if you did not get the weapon. So it's pretty cool. I guess we could show it off. Maybe not. I'm not even using fire pots. So we could put it on there. Like I said, it's just a utility item similar to the bell you picked up, and then the ancestral infant's head. So all you're going to do is, it does cost mana. Isn't that awesome? But the one from the boss soul has better scaling. That's DD and Faith. The one from Morgott is like BB, and it's from a boss, so it's just better altogether. Because he's a more powerful omen, right? Now that is going to be a shortcut we'll get you here in a minute. So before we do anything else here, what you're going to want to do is just run straight across. Pop this. Straight across is going to be your side of grace. Be your original side of grace. And don't worry about doing anything this way, because this is really going to take us out to the last location here. So we're just not there yet. So we can go ahead and rest. I'm wondering if I could pull level on my ass. We'd probably have to pop everything, though. I guess we could be patient. Let's go and rest on up. And there's dialogue with Melina. We can get it later, too. So from here, what we're going to do is make a left and drop straight down here. Now, there's a much lower area you could do. Like, you can drop down here in a pipe, but we're going to clear the whole top, then come back for it. So, yes, I know it's there. It's right beneath us, but we don't want to do it just yet. So, this area is covered in higher level fanged imps, and it can kind of suck going through here, to be, you know, completely honest. They'll try to knock you off. Yeah. You can knock them off, but you don't have much room to fight them on. No. Who's coming first? Alright, there it goes. We'll wait. Thank you. And he'll usually come up, but I think where you hit him with a spell, just get rid of him for good. Oh no, he lived. He lived. And I know he's about to throw shit at me, so. Thank you. Get back to our shield. There's going to be a lot of them just kind of hanging around. There's some up top too. That's the one thing that sucks. You're constantly missing them. They're so short and you don't have much room. Yeah, I told you. They'll kill you quick. They'll kill you really quickly. Shield. Usually these line up a little bit better for me, I'm not gonna lie, but it's alright. Alright, so we're gonna get all of our drops. Over here to the left is that other path we ignored, because when you go in that room, that's gonna take you to your last little tunnel, which brings you to the very end. So instead what we're gonna do is go across this pipe, go all the way down. This is just to grab an item very quickly. Now that little guy would have dropped on your head if you didn't take him out by now, so it's a good thing we did. Take him out. Grab that. Now, like I said, there's other stuff below you, but don't worry about it just yet. So this right here is going to take you to another shortcut. Also, it's another omen. Go quickly. Come on. You. Drive frame. I should have been watching my stamina. He broke my guard. You know, I paid for it. I did tell you it's super beefed up. What line? So we've already cleared it once. You could probably run past. I mean, if you end up getting killed, you guys might be different than me. Maybe you got through it. But if not, you could run past most of them. And if you have to fight, fight. Don't get killed again and you know lose almost 100,000 souls. But as you see, you can pretty much just avoid most of them. If you've cleared it once, you'll know where to go. Now, if they want to follow you, that's fine. Just sit right here. By itself. Yeah, that just cost me all my souls. I mean. It does get to a point where losing 100,000 is not a big deal. I was being a dumbass and should have went for the shortcut, you know, those, or at least my souls. But it's alright, we'll get it. It's funny, usually, this place is like really difficult, and usually I don't even die just because I've done it so much. So, you know, it'll happen. I guess it's good because I could show that, you know, I'm not a perfect player. I make mistakes, I get killed too, guys. Just because I'm doing a walkthrough doesn't mean, you know, I don't have my share of hard times as well. I think that's the reason why I love doing the walkthrough, because since I'm not the best player, it just shows people that you don't have to be. You know, a lot of people think you gotta be perfect to get past this boss or get past this situation. You don't, you just gotta think, right? That's it, you just gotta think. Away from that edge. Yeah, let's not take the chance again. We got shit to do. I want to be able to get past it. Slow asshole. You can't even fucking swing that weapon. What's even better too is dying right at the end of this route. Because we were like done. All we had to do is take out the omen and then take out the lower section. That's it. You know, that's it. Definitely went a little bit overkill there, but I'm okay. Not doing it again. So shadow bait, we'll get a shortcut here. Look at that, I already got 10,000 back. So not a big deal, they'll come. This actually opens up and there's a catacomb beneath. We're going to take you around another way for that. So at this point, you could literally just run through again. Actually, it'd be easier just to jump back to underground roadside. Don't worry about the imps. We won't have to fight them again. We're going to the bottom. I mean, you could. It's probably better to clear them all out and then go down. But if they follow us, they're probably going to get killed by a big-ass lobster. So, you know, it'll work out. Now, it wouldn't hurt to buff. Your flask will last for a second. So we have to fight like 3 lobsters. It's 2 or 3 back-to-back, and it can be very, very difficult. Fighting a lobster straight up one-on-one is really hard, you know. Fighting 2 back-to-back, it's going to feel impossible. Oh, did I never grab that? What the hell? Okay. I don't even think I grabbed that when I was taking notes. I don't even remember. Either way, guys, as soon as you come in, you jump to this platform. All you're going to do is just hop down. You might take a little bit of damage depending. If you run and jump a little bit, you'll land here, you won't take damage. Once again, it's not a big deal. You don't take that much. Alright, as soon as you drop down, you're going to have a lobster. These guys are hell. They're hell. If you're really good at getting out of the way and getting to you with stagger. Heal. See what I'm saying? Really good at getting out of the way. Thank you. So, could be a tough fight. Stay aggressive, or you will pay for it. And honestly, if you're using the recommended build and you don't feel like fucking with them, spam the Ash of War. You know, might not be your proudest moment, but it'll work. So as you see, you are going to start finding a lot of Somber 7s here. Now, if you did Virus Quest early on, you would have had access to the Somber 10, right? And most of the other ones too. But just to say, if you did not do the underground region, you would have to wait until about now to even be able to max out weapons. So we did, you know, by the time we got to all of this, and we could have done it. We could have had a maxed out weapon at Liurnia. Because we went and got him, we just held on to him until we got our main weapon, if you guys remember. But if you do all the content, it's not cheating, it's not doing anything cheap, you're just doing all the quests and getting rewarded for it. But this is why I push the underground so much. You have to do it for a platinum, but even if you don't care about it, or you're a New Game Plus, whatever, you're like, oh, I did them last time, I don't feel like doing them. I would never do a playthrough without doing the underground. It's too rewarding, you know, you get too much good stuff. Either way, guys, from here, you can take that lift and it'll take you on up. But instead, we're going to go down here and do our second trick catacomb. Now, it's not going to be as bad as Azura's side tomb. You're not going to be teleported left and right, but it is pretty fucking sneaky. They do quite well with throwing you off. And you can go ahead and get Melinda's dialogue here. She's just going to talk more about your journey to, you know, up north.
Think not of the kindling. I shall see to that. All I ask of you is to make the journey to the snowy mountaintops of the giants, far above the cloud. I know I'm asking you to commit a cardinal sin, but it must be done to reach the path beyond, and that is the path I wish to travel. What is your mind?
Because we've learned we need special kindling to set the earth tree on fire, to remove the roots from the door to give you access, and that's what she's referencing. She's like, don't worry about the kindling, I'll take care of that. It's pretty big, you know, thing that's going to happen. We'll cover later. So you're going to have future corpses. These guys are pretty beefy, some of them, the bigger ones, but they're going to open themselves up, kind of like the Shaded Castle, just throw guts, maggots and all this shit on you, so builds up poison, does a lot of damage. So the trick here is there's, kind of like Azura's side tomb, it's having 2 catacombs connected. And when you get to the end, you'll see a boss door that you never pulled a lever for. You'll go in, you'll fight a few big guys, and like, all right, that's a boss door, then you'll leave, not thinking nothing about it. When in reality, you have to go through it again. You think it's the same catacomb, but it's not. And then that leads you to a lever in the real boss. So, now watch out. Sneaky little dude on the right here. He's got quite a bit of health. Quite a bit of health. Now these are your fire bros, so they're going to be a little resistant to our weapon, but they kill themselves, so we don't really even have to fight them. Yeah, definitely nothing. I think you're only really hurting them with physical. Alright. Wait for it. Talk to the right, but do not go this way, Jeff. We're gonna smack this. Smack it again, apparently. Try and dodge into it. Now you could try to crouch and sneak up in the sky. It never works. He always gets alerted. You might be able to run up for a backstab, but I'm not certain. Thank you. Crucible Scale Talisman's better for PvP or invasions. Like, let's say you got an NPC invader, like when we fought Bike or something like that, because if you happen to get parried or the critical blow, you'll take less damage. And let's be honest, critical hits do the most amount of damage, right? So, now this is what they do to fuck with you. They'll put bodies around so you think you've been somewhere when you haven't, right? So just be cautious and know that, hey, you've not been here. Fighting these guys, it wouldn't be a worse idea to put on the talisman that gets you health back for critical, because you're doing so many of them. Oh, it's the other one that has the item, not this one. Alright, that's the other thing. You'll see a body hanging here that's supposed to have an item, then you're dropped down into the first room where you came in, right? So you think that this is where you came from. So if you were to grab this, which shouldn't be here, and you've already killed all these guys, so keep that in mind. You'd run back to the start, right? You drop down, you're like, I'm done. We run back to the start. Boss doors open. I go in here. No yellow fog. We did not pull a lever. It's going to be 2 omens. See to the right? Yeah. You almost didn't even alert to us. It's funny. Do the flip, just get a backstab. There's one. Then, and this guy you can't sneak up on either. You could try. Well, maybe you can. I've never got this far without alerting them. Yeah, you have to be quick though. So they always get alerted, it's the thing. Not that you can't, but they will be alerted. And then you're like, golden rune 11, I'm done, right? That's the boss door. You drop down to the same room you came in, but the thing of it is that is not the same room you came in. So what you're going to do is ignore these stairs. You're going to go to the right, and look, now you got all these guys. And you know what? I knew the trick here, so I forgot to, because I've been through the game, you know, I forgot to check what this way even brings you to. So just a dead end? Okay, because I haven't dealt with it in so long, I never thought to look. So there is a trick catacomb, but unless you do it the right way, you can't get out. That's the thing. But regardless, you know, that tricks you into thinking that's the entrance when it's not. I thought maybe it led you out so you just missed the other things, but no, you're going to have to find your way out. Or find the way you kill the boss to leave, or you just have to find your way out, right? So you might not ever figure it out, I guess. I don't know if that's ever been the case, but regardless, you know, it's a trick. And then you start going through again, because that looked like the first room, right? You're like, yeah, that's the room we did. We killed these guys. They're right there. Move forward. Yeah, there was the fire future corpses here. They're not here because we killed them. There's a trap. And this is where they really fuck you up. That trap's still down. It's not up, right? So they trick you. Now, if you were to take it right, this will not take you up and out. So the way forward is actually up that trap. It used to be a dead end, if you guys remember. Then you see these corpses, but they're actually alive, not dead. Blowport that you would have grabbed if you were actually here. Now this kind of dead ends. It just drops back down to the main room, but it's the main room of the first catacomb and not the second. The only thing in here is the glowworm. Well, then there's like a body on the ledge, but that's only two things in here. Or was it not? No, I think we already got that out. Yeah, so the glowworm's the only thing. But if you drop back here, that's the very first catacomb. So then you have to run through them both again. So you don't want to progress there, right? And you notice we came here the first time, fought an omen, and now there's a second one. So you're going to swear, if you don't know, that you've been here. It's actually very creative. Got to give them props for it. Alright, so going on in, same thing, we're going to ride this up. So if you notice, we haven't fought any imps yet. So you go in here, the item's not there anymore because you think you got it. But this room did not exist. This was a solid wall. Then you're going to notice you see imps. We didn't fight any imps, not a single one. Hell. I can't believe that worked. I wonder if we have them all by now. You're not guaranteed to get all of them. I think you're guaranteed to get like one. There was in a catacomb in Kaled, but when it comes to the Fanged, these are very unique helms, by the way, if you don't know. Where are they? I must have passed them. Yeah, there's the glintstones, so we already got all those. Mostly all of them. Where's our Fang? Okay, so Imp Head Cat, Imp Head Wolf, then we got the Imp Head Corpse. So this one, you get a little bit of faith for wearing. This one's endurance, that one's intelligence. That actually goes with our build, but that's just ungodly creepy. How many levels does that give you? We're at 50. So it gives you 2 levels, but you gotta look like a weird little creep. So to each his own. I'm not worried about 2 levels in faith. We're at 50. As I said before, if you're doing dual stat, if you can get 50-50, that's good enough to get through the game. I mean, it's not any... I mean, if you've never played any other Dark Souls games, like I played Dark Souls 3, I did a quality build. Each stat was at like 25, 25, 30, 30, and that was good. It was plenty. So until Elden Ring, you didn't need to be 60, 70 a stat, dude, you know? With that being said, we'll probably be 60, 60, but if you could at least hit 50-50, getting your health way up, stamina way up for weight, and, you know, everything else, you're good, you know? So we've already got we got at 50 faith, and now we're at like 30 something strength. So we're probably ahead if anything. And when you drop here, that'll just bring you through the catacombs again. So what you're going to be doing is going out this way. Now this is actually back towards the start, the true start. So if you're to go through here and go to the right, that was that side of grace. Go to the left. Now that you've actually pulled a boss door, a boss lever, this is the boss. So there's going to be 2 dogs in here that do blood loss. You already know how much of a nightmare they were. I told you guys when the game first came out, they had a glitch where they'd stun lock you and bite, and kill you in a second flat. They're not like that anymore, but they're still very dangerous. So with that, you also have a blood loss enemy, humanoid, who's going to be using like the Reduvia. So because of the blood loss, they can put you down second flat. I would just go in here, be very aggressive. If you want to summon, by all means, summon. But you might not have the time to get that on. So I usually go in, do exactly that. Try to get the dogs down as quick as I can. No, we're fucked. Yep. Look at that, dude. Look at that. That talisman we just picked up would help. This one flies. Yeah, she's all about blood loss, guys. Esker, restore blood. How do we keep missing that? I'm gonna do some big damage on that. Thank you. Now we're doing really good damage, but this fight is just like you can't get to her. She's absolutely fucking annihilating you. With that, you got the Lord of Blood's Exaltation. If you're doing Dex Arcane, that is like your, you know how we're using this to boost our spells, essentially. That's your talisman. So if blood loss is in the vicinity, you are going to get increased damage. And then you're also doing blood loss left, left, and right. Because the more, if you go along with the recommended weapon, I told you I recommended, even though it's not for the recommended build, I told you that I'd recommend weapons for every build that are the best, what I consider to be the best. So if you went along with our last boss weapon, right here, Morgoth's Cursed Sword. I think it's the best Dex Arcane weapon in the game. It's my opinion. There's only one other that hangs with it. But it's the same moveset as Bloodhound's Fang. We went over this. High Dex for physical. The more your Arcane goes up, the more your Bloodloss buildup will go up. Now, there's no sense in going more than 40 Arcane. But if you can bring Arcane to 40, you're getting Bloodloss. Like, every fucking 3 hits, it's fucking wild. Like, seriously, that much. And then, you know, your Usher Board does Bloodloss and Fire. But you're rocking that with that Talisman, and there's other stuff too, and you're just god tier, dude. Like, you're shredding apart everything. And I'm gonna, when we get the whole setup, I'm gonna respec into Dex Arcane, as it's you know, one of the most obscure builds that people are not gonna know how to put together unless they have a lot of knowledge about the game. But I'm gonna like just respec for one episode and play as Dex Arcane to show you guys how to properly put it together and what's so good about it. Now, as soon as you get into this next room, ignore these guys, smack this wall, and get your snow. Spirit Caller Snow, you fought one in Ionia. He was like summoning the Crucible Knights. So same thing here, he's just summoning spirits. It's not as bad. But yeah, just on a side note before we go on, at the start, you know, I said if you're a newer player, people love Bloodloss builds for newer players, but I think you just need so much knowledge about the game, and then the best arcane weapons don't come to the back half. So you have to go for the first 50 hours without having a main weapon. There's something else to consider. But if you've been through the game once, I think that's when you should do Bloodloss, in my personal opinion. Yes, a lot of people go to it because it does huge procs of health. I get that. But if you don't have the most knowledge of the game, it's not going to be nowhere near what it could. You know, it's not going to be nowhere near what it could. So for that reason, and everything else is pretty straightforward. I do believe Arcane's takes a little bit more knowledge of the game, and I would like to show that off. Not to mention, it's probably the most fun build because all you need is 15 health. 15 faith, and then you'll be able to use all the incantations you want for Arcane, and they're fucking powerful. So we'll be showing it off. In fact, one we're going to get here, and I'm probably going to put a few points on Arcane and use it because it goes with our fire build. You know what I mean? Come here. Thank you. So going on out, this is where you've already worked. Remember, I told you that podium would slide out the way, and then that would reveal the catacomb. So now that we got all that done, we're going to jump on back to Underground Roadside. There's only one path left. So we're able to fit this all into one episode. You know, there's still a bit left, but I wasn't sure if it'd take us a few or not. Now we need like 40,000 souls. Can we pull this off? That's almost 20 right there. It's like 19 or something, 1875. So yeah, we need like 20,000. I said 40, so we need like 20,000. That's 12. The area we're going to now is the most dangerous. So if you're running around 80,000, it costs you 100, a little bit over 100. I'd grab a level for sure. Now we got strength. Yeah, so we met that 50 mark. Now 32 strength. So what we're going to be doing now is just heading towards the end. Now, the only part left in here is the top section. So, if you haven't done this yet, I was planning to do it and get you guys a shortcut and access to the last area. But, what's the point of going through it twice? You know what I mean? Hey, dickhead. Ball. Thank you. It's the same thing. A lot of fang dips here, y'all. A lot of fang. Oh, that's not a shield. You know what? Yeah, no, we'll fuck with talismans later. Alright guys, so from here, that's just gonna drop you down somewhere we've already been. Oh no, somewhere we gotta go. Sorry, not we already been. Somewhere we gotta go. So first we're gonna clear this asshole out. No items to get. You could drop here. This drop's going to be much safer in my opinion because it's not as far down. It says aim for the wood. Line it up, boy. Thank you. I love it when a plan comes together. I'm just playing. I do appreciate it when it, you know, it works out. Let's wait on him. Booyah. One shot. Now this guy, I'd probably advise taking from range. I'll show you why here in a second. Ticket. Shield, very important. Make sure you have a shield. And when you walk up to this door, just hold out your shield. Like a bat out of hell. That's why I said try to take him from range so we didn't have to get buried with both of those guys. It could be quite a hassle. Right here's the shortcut where we got the Omen burn from taking that guy out. That is straight across. So if you would have came in from that way, you have to drop down, take him out, then climb to this to get back to where we are. So it's like right across from your grace, or really close to. Now from here, we're just going to run and jump on down like Mario. Woohoo! Right? Let's make sure our lantern's on. We're getting back to our rainbow stones at this point. So this path will eventually take you out if you could ever find your way. My blind playthrough, I shit you not, I was in this fucking tunnel right here for 2 hours. 2 hours. I kept getting lost and backtracking. I literally chased my tail for 2 fucking hours. Like 90 minutes. So this is what I said. It's so important to do things in a specific way or you're going to be fucked and you're going to be absolutely miserable. Either way, from our drop down, moving forward from this point is going to progress you. So the first thing we're going to do is turn around. Now I'm going to try to do this in a way where it's not confusing, but to be honest, it's going to be confusing no matter what, even marking our location and everything else. So what we're going to do first is go to the right. This is the more difficult route, so this is the one that I will, this is the one that I'll do first. So drop your stone here. Actually, just put a couple. So why do I keep doing that? So you can just, know that you're, this is your exit, because you're going to get spinned around and wind around this whole thing. So if you were to go straight, follow this guy around, you're going to see a cell door here, right? Ignore that for now. Let's go to the left, grab your warming stone, and we'll take it down. And you can kill the scarabs, that way when you go through and you see one, you're like, okay, I haven't been there yet. For a second I thought you were still alive. I was like, holy shit, dude. As we follow this around, it's eventually just going to dead end to get you the smithing 8. That's the best item you're going to get here. That's what we're missing to fully max out a weapon. In fact, 3 more, you can max out a basic weapon. So you might want to choose your options wisely, but you will have the materials to do so. Then from here, we're going to cover the dead end, so we're going to follow this back around. We're just backtracking at this point. The fuck? I just saw an empty leg somewhere. I think it got stuck. Now, straight ahead, that's your way out. So now, we're going to do the right. There's nothing here, but I guess we can go and get our health back. I kept popping, thinking it was rainbow stones, whatever thing. They can give us our 3. Yep. I think that's what they do. They give you at least 3. And follow this on down. Of your low, extraordinarily rare crafting ingredient. Like, you just don't find it much. And then we can just backtrack this way. And that's your way out. So that's your first half done. First half is not the worst half. Do keep that in mind. So that's the way out, right? But we never took this path. So this is straight on in from your cage. Plus, I mean, it's a YouTube video. You guys could just rewind it. And you might have to. Like I said, even following around, I think it's just a huge pain in the ass. Get rid of him so you know you've been here. We're going to go to the left. Grab your smithing 7. Then this is just overlooking the area we just did. So you don't have to, don't have to worry about that. We've already been there. So now we're going to go for that gate. Instead of taking a right and getting out that way, you just take this gate. And ta-da! Nothing. But I do feel it's important to show all the, all the routes. I've done this since episode 1. If we're not taking a route with this big-ass open world game, I'm still going to take it to show you guys there's nothing there. Because I don't want 18 people in the comments saying, oh, you missed something over there. Because a lot of times it's not that we missed something. It's that it's not worth our fucking time. You know what I mean? But no one's going to know this. So either way, now that we have that, run through this gate, it's going to put you right back where you were. So if you're just to look up as you run, you're going to notice a big hole. And this is where we've been. So if you do get confused and start chasing your tail around a bit, drop a stone here. And that'll close off all those paths, because you'll see this, be like, okay, I do not need to go past this point, right? So now we're going to do this very similar to how we did the first one, where there are going to be 2 drops, but we do not want to take them yet. We are going to take them, not yet. So let's go straight. I think I wanted to go to the left first, but we'll do them both anyways, don't matter. Go straight, there's your big rat. Yeah, that's probably why I wanted to go left. Sorry, come behind him. So they both have to be done regardless. I'm gonna go this way, take a left, and it's just a big circle, so you can't fuck up there. Right? So if I was to take a left from here after I kill the little rat, then go up and take a right. This is where we came from. So that's it. It's just a big circle, so you don't really have to worry about it. Now there's 2 drops here. If you were to run straight and drop right here, this is that shortcut that we did before. So you can actually open it. Oh, I found the wrong side. Shit, yeah, there's the other hole. Yeah, so pretty much one side lands you one place, one side lands you the other place. So unfortunately, we had to run all the way through this. It was the wrong hole, son of a bitch. I knew I had a feeling. So the best thing to do if that happens, underground roadside. That's my fault. Since I did the one path first, I think I got fucked up there. So, not a big deal. But what we'll do is we'll just run through and just run straight for that area. Although, if we do, you have 2 options. So you could run straight, then get that ladder, or you could run around this way. So one way you get to fight an omen, the other way you get to fight a bunch of imps that could knock you off. Let's fucking fight the omen, dude. You know what I mean? Let's fight the fucking omen. Fuck it. Now, unfortunately, our rainbow stones will be gone. Dagger. But since we dropped down the hole, we'll just place one again because we know the whole path was done, so it won't really matter. Then that is the first thing we did this episode, the first tunnel, so don't worry about it in case you got mixed up. Like I said, it's gonna happen, you know? It's not you don't suck, it's this place. It's very confusing navigation-wise. I think it's, I'm not too bold for saying that it's the most confusing place in the game. In my personal experience. But anyway, since you rested, your rainbow stones are gone, your lantern's off. So now, let's place one. So we know everything back that way is still done. So the hole you want to take is to go to the left. Then it's easier to remember too, because it's the lower one. So you get the one on the straight path and the one on the left. We're going to take the one on the left. Yep, there's that item, there's a shortcut. You see what I'm saying? So each one plants you inside of the door. One makes you backtrack, the other's the right path. So it's kind of, you know, kind of obnoxious. But since I took the straight path first, that's why I had my notes first hole, because I was supposed to go to the left first, but I went straight first. So the first hole did not help us out much. So down here, it's got a few pots. Now we're getting to the coolest area of it all. The area. The area. And then you're fighting with Moke. So if you're new to the game and you've heard about it, I'm sure you guys have heard how Moke is the hardest boss in the game for most of us. I think he is. This is not the real Moke. Still a very difficult fight, but it's nowhere near as hard as the other fight's going to be. But you got to remember, you're not going to get much stronger by the time you fight Moke. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of people that beat the game around level 120, 130. We're 136. We'll probably be around level 175 by the time we fight it, which is outrageous. To think you can almost make it to level 200 with no farming, just going through the game the right way. That's why I recommend doing so. But I've consistently reached 180 every playthrough, at least 175. But since he's one of the last fights we'll get into, you guys are going to be higher level. You will have more damage, but I mean, we have a maxed out weapon. We're already level 130. We're not going to be that much stronger. But with that being said, this will be good practice. Now, I would highly recommend using a summon here, whether it's Mimic, whether it is Teach. We're getting to the point where, you know what? That's Forsaken Depths. I'm going to finally go start upgrading my special summons. I've been going the whole game. And I've told you guys, I'm like, upgrade your summons, upgrade your summons, upgrade your summons. You know, they're going to get killed. They're not going to have the best damage. You've got to upgrade them. It's expensive, and I keep forgetting to do it and put it off. So I've been level 1 summons the whole playthrough, right? So it hasn't been that beneficial. So Teach 2,000, 3,200, 4,400, 5,600, 6,800. So that put us up to, what, level 5? I think level 5 is good enough for now. I'll try to come up with the souls in between episodes to, you know, bring her up a bit more. And the main thing here is we want them as a solid distraction. I don't care about their damage, but if they can't stay alive, they're not distracting shit. So Moog's gonna actually have a trident. Technically, it's a spear, but it's a fucking trident. He's gonna use blood loss and blood flame is what he's using. So he can't throw like puddles of blood flame all over the battlefield, the arena. Aside from that, he does explosions of blood flame in front of his face. So you gotta really do well to dodge through this. I would just try to distract him, get your hits from the back. He is very weak to blood loss. Even though he's all about blood loss, he's actually exceptionally weak to it. And he's very resistant to fire and very resistant to holy because he is from the royal family. Moog and Morgott are twin brothers, actually, the Omen twins. And, you know, they are, to my knowledge, America's children. They're at least demigods. They're in the family. I think it's her children, but I could be wrong. Uncle or some shit like that. Yeah, they're uncles, so they're her brother, something like that. They're in the family. So because of that, they're going to be resistant to holy and fire and everything faith related, right? So as soon as we go in, it's going to cost a lot of mana. Come on, let me summon. So she wipes out our whole mana bar. That's why we want to use blast. Then we're going to buff up like a mofo if you got them. If you go along with the recommended build, you have like Flame Guardian Strength, Golden Vow, you have Flame Guardian Tears. You got a lot of stuff. They could really help you out. Now, his trident is really gonna, you know, close the distance. Oh, there's the explosion in space. Yeah, he can really, he's got a lot of range, I'm trying to say. It makes it rain this shit to stay out of it. You see how resistant he is for afterwards? Wow. But yeah, look at that. So you're trying to dodge through, work his posture. We also have Stone Bar Crack here to help us with critical blows. Just watch your windows, watch your timing. Sometimes you squeeze your way through and land right underneath of his trident. But just remember, this is not the real fight. It's not the real fight. You know what I mean? With that, you get Blood Flame Talons. One of my favorite spells in the game. Even though it's more arcane than it is anything else, I know that I could probably reach the stats fairly easy to use it. Oh, I think we're a little off. 15 arcane, that's not bad. 5 levels is actually worth it because this thing is so powerful, dude. So you just like scratch here in front of your face and you do that big explosion of blood loss and fire in front of you, but you can spam it. So it's like you're scratching, boom, 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 boom. I think it's one of the most devastating spells that everyone sleeps on because I never hear anyone talk about it. But I know from my builds, even like on a pure faith build, it is fucking exceptional. So once we get down here, you take out Moog. You're obviously going to get that spell. You have a little bit of conversation with Millennia.
Flame, I ask that you cease. It
So
is
she's going to warn you about
with.
the evil ending,
It
the
is
frenzied
chaos,
flame.
devouring life and thought unending. However ruined this world has become, however mired in torment and despair, life endures. Births continue. There is beauty in that. If you would become Lord, do not deny this notion. Please, leave the frenzied flame alone.
Alright, so with that, she's warning you. So, I don't want to spoil anything, but, you know, if you don't want to spoil her, tune out now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It has to be discussed because of what we're about to do. So this is one of your trophy endings. As I said, there's the Lord ending, and there's different variations of the Lord ending depending on choices. That's trophy. Despite which variant, that's a trophy. Trophy ending. Aside from that, you have Ronnie's ending, which we've done. We'll have the choice to get that ending. That's a hidden trophy ending. And then the other trophy ending will be the Frenzied Flame. Now, to burn the Erd Tree, we have to go to, you know, Mountaintops of the Giants, which we've learned. We need to use kindling, and this is going to drop their forge and burn the tree. Well, the kindling is Melina. So she's going to die and set this ablaze to help us, you know, do our goal. To save her life, you can take out the frenzied flame. It's going to make you like a powerful Jedi type dude, and you could set it on fire yourself and live through this, saving her life. However, the frenzied flame is another outer god, similar to the one that controls the two fingers. And this god is obsessed with nothingness. So it's the absence of good, it's the absence of evil. You know, it's just so evil that it just wants nothing to live. All bad is gone, all good is gone, all pain is gone, all love is gone. And that's what it represents. So she's warning you, you know, despite how fucked up the world is, as long as life persists, there's always a chance, right? So she's going to be very upset, and she's going to swear to kill you if you succeed with this, even though technically, lore-wise, you're doing this to save her life. Now, once you get the Frenzied Flame ending, you are fucking locked into this. So, with that being said, if you're trying to get all three endings, now there's something you could do, but technically you're locked in this ending. If you do the next steps, we do next episode, you're locked into the ending. All the other endings that you've lined up, I told you there'll be a bunch of summon sides. You choose which ending you want. That's gone. You're locked into this ending. So you could wait until later to do what we're doing next episode. Get take out the final boss, back up your save, do this, get this ending, and then download your save and get all your others. However, if you complete Millicent's quest line, she's going to give you the alloyed needle, and that will allow you to cleanse yourself of the frenzied flame. So what you would do is back up your save, get the frenzied flame ending, or no, yeah, back up your save, get the frenzied flame ending, then download your save, use the needle, and then you'll be able to get your other ending. So that's the way we're going to cover it, so we can get them all at once. But if you're worried about not doing this, because even when you have the needle, you have to use it in a very specific boss arena that's very well hidden. Follow along, we got you. But like I said, for the walkthrough, we're just gonna do them all at the same time. But if you're worried about it, just put off what we're doing next episode to the end of the game. Get your other endings once you get back to your save and come back. If you cannot back up your save, you're not on PlayStation, you don't have PlayStation Plus or whatever the case may be. You got 3 playthroughs. There's nothing you can do about it. So we'll still be showing you all the steps. So in subsequent playthroughs, you guys are able to actually go ahead and get your platinum trophy. Now you might be able to get like 99% of everything done. There might be a few things you're missing. However, it's you'll be okay. Either way, from here we're gonna go and pop this. Tree's flavor +1, so that is health, stamina, and equip load. And then with that, we're gonna wrap on up. So next episode's gonna be pretty short, all in all. Well, we might combine the transitional zone here, but all we're really gonna be doing is going to work our way down into the true depths of the castle, the capital, and it's going to lead to your trophy ending. We're going to show you all the steps for that, and it's also going to connect to the deep root depths, where we really just have to run through some roots and grab some runes. It's nothing. If I have the time after that, we'll take the road route and work our way up to the start of Mountaintops of the Giants. To what's called the Forbidden Lands, and then we'll probably wrap up there because I don't want to go too short, but we'll figure it out. Regardless, next episode's a big one. It does pertain to your platinum. So y'all stay tuned. As always, I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and we will catch you back here shortly.